So welcome to Autumn Plains, which is homeworld number 2, and we got a lot to do. So Autumn Plains is where we learn how to climb. As you probably guessed from seeing that cutscene with Moneybags and Ripto, because there was clearly no way you could actually platform up to there. You're gonna have to climb to get up there. Because of that, what we're gonna do is I'm going to grab climbing, but I'm not gonna actually go back to Summer Forest just yet. I'm gonna put all of the revisits in their own video, I think, before we fight Ripto. Have the gem, Sparks.
Legend has it that there is a portal to Zephyr here. And legend also has it that I know how to activate it. Furthermore, as I recall, the legend mentioned something about me activating it for a small fee.
Ah, Moneybags.
Thanks for the gems, Spyro. With all this cash, I can open a lizard burger shop in Skylos Badlands.
So there's Zephyr, one of the levels. Also, I don't buy Moneybags at 120 pounds. I don't want to sound mean, but there's no way. So he mentioned Skylos Badlands, which is actually one of the levels. It's my least favorite level in the entire game, actually, because of one of the orbs. I mean, like, he's a bear. Even bears without fats have really thick bones. I really don't buy it.
Well, well. I bet a rich dragon like you wouldn't mind cashing in a few gems to learn how to climb. I'd be willing to teach you for, say, oh, I don't know, a small fee.
So he always calls it a small fee, and it's never small.
You won't regret it. Okay, when you see a wall surface that looks climbable, like the one to my left here, just jump onto it and you will grab it with your claws. Use the left stick to move up and down. Press the jump button again to leap off. You can also jump sideways onto another climbable area.
So generally, when games say, like, when you see something that looks like you can do this, I'm pretty skeptical because they tend to have a very different view of looks like than I do. But I found that the Spyro games are actually very clear about that. It's never really difficult to tell, at least to me, what you can and cannot actually climb up. This is Scorch, which is another one of our portals. Fracture Hills, which I like it a lot, but it's a little bit frustrating. We'll get to that when we go into the level.
Spyro, hello! I'm having trouble with this door, but I think some orb power might unstick it. Ah, I see you've collected a good number of orbs there.
Ah, the benefits of 100%ing as much as you can. Magma Cone, which...
I can let you into the little castle over there in exchange for a few gems. What do you say? No one's been through that portal in years. I never thought I'd find a sucker. I mean, you're a shrewd customer, Spyro.
I feel like Spyro just rolls his eyes, both internally and externally, every time Moneybags says anything. He is rich, maybe he can. This portal leads to Shady Oasis. And I believe if you actually use Allura to teleport and you have not paid Moneybags, she will teleport you in front of Moneybags, so there's no getting around paying him. You can see there is something out there as well. But we will address that in a moment. Also, you might also notice this wall looks different. Again, we'll get to that.
Spyro, Ripto and Gulp are hiding out in a sealed chamber in the castle below us. In order to get to them, you'll need all 14 talismans to break the lock.
So if we talk to her again...
Spyro, Ripto and Gulp are... Spyro,
Huh. Do I have to walk away?
Spyro.
Maybe you actually have to go into a level to trigger it. Or it might have been taken out of Reignited, but at least in the original, if you talk to Allura when you were missing at least one talisman, she'd just teleport you to wherever the portal was. That was weird.
I would love to let you enter this speedway free of charge, Spyro. Love to. Unfortunately, the speedway rules require me to charge a small fee.
Okay, this is actually a small fee for once.
You've chosen wisely. I bet a quick dragon like you will win your money back in no time.
So Autumn Plains... Is this Autumn Plains? Yeah. I keep forgetting if it's plains or not, I don't know why. Probably because it's mostly castle, not a lot of plains, but Autumn Plains is the one that has 2 speedways. So this wall is breakable. By breaking it, you actually get on top of the castle here. We do know portal technology exists really easily. I'd believe he just bought himself a teleporter. This takes you all the way up to the tippy top. Which you need to be at because it's actually really hard to see, but you might notice that there's a shine way off there in the distance. We have to go there. Means a very long glide over a very precarious pet. Most of it's not pet. Really need to make sure you got enough height for that. I've always grabbed a running start. I don't really know what that little platform down there is for. You can't really save yourself if you land on it. It's too high to get up to the other platform, and you have to be on the other platform to make it here. After you get that, you want to run all the way along the wall. Because there's another breakable wall with another orb in here. And that's all the orbs in Autumn Plains. Yeah, that's really all of them. I have missed a gem somewhere, apparently, however. I think I might know where, but... Not only has it never happened before, that's not supposed to happen. Laura? Let's see if, can pull away enough to make her come back. Because we kind of need her to be there. Oh dear. Spyro is leaving after images. This... Spyro? Okay, I think the motion blur briefly re-kicked back on. Laura, you alright?
Well done, Spyro. The power from your orbs has activated the whirlwind.
Let's do this level, I think, if just so, because I'm afraid Laura's going to vanish again. We do still need to get a couple of the gems in Autumn Plains, but... This is another speedway that's going to take quite a few tries, because this is actually a really difficult one. Yeah, I'm pretty sure you can glide from the wall. I was just kind of hoping I wouldn't have to do that. Not the right button! Oh god. Whoops! Well, the good news is, at least with that, that's also a really easily solved problem. You just have to go into Gulp's arena. I don't even think you have to actually, like, finish fighting Gulp. I think if you just go into the arena, then she vanishes. So you can force her to have her dialogue back. I think I went a different route. I'm with the arches. That's alright if I did, because I know precisely where I need to go to get the others. Not good, that's not good. I'm gonna have enough time. Just barely! Woo! Got that by the skin of my teeth. Now, let's see. If I recall correctly... Bingo.
We've been having a crime problem here in Metro Speedway, but I think you might be able to help. A band of cat burglars have been raiding my re-election funds by scaling the walls of the buildings. Would you be willing to help get rid of them? Great! Hunter can knock the scoundrels off of the buildings, but we'll need you to catch the loot before it lands in the canal and gets lost. Good luck. Hunter is waiting for you outside.
Actually, question, why is Hunter the one shooting the cats and we're catching the loot? Shouldn't he catch the loot? Maybe they just think we're a better flyer than Hunter is. This one is actually a little bit tricky because you tend to fly faster than Hunter does. It was very easy to get like right on top of him and completely miss what he's actually shot. But generally I'm taking like a lot of wide turns. Also, it's never really clear where the loot actually falls. At least to me, that looks like it falls way further away from them than it really should.
Well done. You really taught those crooks a lesson.
And yeah, that was inches above the water at that last one. You better grab that immediately or you're done. Level complete, so we may now leave. Alright, so let's find where these last few gems are. It's surprisingly easy to miss in the foliage. Oh, that was literally the one gem I was missing. Alright. The other portals I didn't look at were Crystal Glacier, and down over here we have Breeze Harbor. So we're gonna do Breeze Harbor first. And I want you to pay very close attention to the names in this level. Yeah, I'm not actually sure why Crystal Glacier is in Autumn Forest, or Autumn Plains instead of, Winter Tundra. It really would be more fitting in Winter Tundra. So gross. Not quite. These two levels are special.
Please excuse the mess, Spyro. We are currently suffering from a land blubber infestation. First they put out the fires in our boilers, and now they've shut down our ship too. If you could stoke up the fires under the boilers, I'm sure you could make your way to the ship. The steam from the boilers will activate our highly advanced machinery.
The people we're helping are called the Breeze Builders, and apparently the people they're fighting are called the Land Blubbers. Just kind of funny, actually. So the thing with the Land Blubbers is that if you light any of the fires and any of them are still alive, they will immediately beeline that fire to put it out. So you have to kill them all to get these lifts to actually work. Also, there's these things. They're mines. They're also infinitely less creepy here than they were originally. They're also fairly easy to kill. As you can probably tell from that pop-up, we have an orb for killing all of them. There's another one over this divide. I don't quite remember where. Got it. I mean, to be fair, creating a fan that's strong enough to send a dragon into the air, and I would assume their own people as well, is pretty impressive. We have clams for the fodder? I get it, but sure. So Breeze Harbor actually was the source of one of the most notable glitches in the original Spyro, Ripto's Rage. In the original, this platform right here was actually completely online with the water. It was totally level with the water. So what you could do is you would wedge yourself right up to this platform and then you would dive. And because the platform was even with the water, if you had angled yourself correctly, Spyro would dive onto the platform, which meant he would now be swimming in the air. And I believe I showed this off when I initially played the original version. But you could use that glitch to get through the rest of the level very quickly, because as long as you stayed within the bounds of the level, there wasn't really anything that could happen. I think if you got hit, you might have soft locked the game or even hard crashed it. I don't remember. But it was a thing that you could do. And it was actually way more useful than it sounded. I'd have to look it up again though to know if it actually caused a crash or not.
Metal spike mines all over the harbor. If you can clear them out, I'll give you this orb I found in a clam yesterday.
Actually, that's a really good point, Pi. I didn't think of it that way. Hit those. Now we want to raise up high enough to hit that. And knock all the gems down on the other side. Turning this on, these ships will start to move. Also, I believe the reason they take a second to move is to make sure that there's no land blubbers around. So you don't get caught in the middle of a pit or something because they came up and put the water out, put the fire out while you were riding the boat. I want you to know that every fire of this cannon makes my controller vibrate. Oh, there's other two over here. Hey guys! Honestly, you could aim, but...
Thanks, Spyro. Here's that orb I promised. Sorry if it still has clam juice on it.
I'll probably just lick it off. He is a dragon. I do wonder how these ships are moving with such tattered sails. From my understanding, even if you had like a single hole, it would severely dampen how the ship could move. That's why sail maintenance was so important. Lava area, which is not. This requires another power up. We need to kill a bit more before we can do that. I have no idea what that guy was about to do, but he's not doing it anymore. This is a little bit precarious because you have to charge this one. I forgot they screamed if you knocked over the edge. This powers a catapult. I think it's a catapult. I wouldn't really know what else to call it. Nope. No hitting me with water. Spyro bathes regularly, thank you. He doesn't need your extra one. There we go. Like, why was the fire not hitting? Start that fire, start that fire, and you start back up the Breeze Builder ship. And leads to right over here. Grab these first. You don't mind, right?
Thanks for getting our ship fired up, Spyro. Now we can proceed with our counterattack on Zephyr. Please take this talisman as a token of our gratitude.
So they're going to Zephyr. Go ahead and take that, and now it's time to go back down over here. Because when you finish up with that, get enough to power the power up. Ah, so the gems I broke are all in the starting area. It's alright. We can actually use the ship to go back there quite quickly. Let's handle what's up here first. This is one of, I think, the most infamous orbs in Spyro 2, and it's really love it or hate it.
How lucky for me that you came along. My machinery is broken, and the gears I need to repair it are scattered all over the tracks. Can you hop on that trolley up there and collect them for me?
Anybody who played Spyro 2 in their childhood has trouble with the trolley, eh? Ingrained in their very soul. So you need to collect 50 of these gears on a bunch of little pathways for these trolleys. You don't really have any control over speed or anything. All you control is what track Spyro is on. And you can fire the little cannon. So it only helps in certain situations. Use it to detonate the TNT, to break any of the little gem metal crates, and to actually flip those signs. Fire and it flips and you go the other way. The hardest thing I think are those little TNT barrels, because it's very, very deceptive on how far that explosion goes, because if you could blow it up and it looks like it should hit Spyro, but he's just fine. The main issue with this, I think, comes from the fact that if you mess up even once, you have to start all over.
Trouble with the trolley, eh? Well, use the left stick to change.
We get back up on it, and now we have to go get all of the gears again. It's the same problem as the Hurricos orbs, that it's just really repetitive if you're failing a lot. I personally don't mind it. I actually really, really like this orb, but I can really understand how people are just way too frustrated with it. I'm kind of sad they didn't somehow replicate the original audio with the trolley. Just the line, the trouble with the trolley. I assure you that was not intentional. It was educational. I think I actually missed the gear because I jumped too high, but I'm not sure. I did. Got it.
That was great work, Spyro. Now I can start fixing my machines. Here, I don't have room in my toolbox for this thing anymore.
No, that was just really good timing. I didn't do it on purpose. If I was gonna fail on purpose in this case, it would have been at the very, very start. Because while I really, really like that orb, I don't like redoing it more times than is necessary. Alright, so you can actually get right back to the start of the level just by jumping from here. You have plenty of height from the ship to get back over here. I am missing a gem. When I was younger, I wanted to violently murder anybody who said the word trolley for a while after that. That's one of those things that is just so much more difficult when you're young, but once you're actually older, it's not quite as bad. Nope, it's further on. Alright, where is it, Sparks? Oh, that's sneaky. Sneaky, sneaky, sneaky hiding that in one of the bushes. That catapult makes me nervous every single time that Spyro's not going to go far enough. So, they said something about a counterattack on Zephyr. How about we go check that out? Original version of that, he shoved it down his mouth. And the good dude just exhaled smoke once it blew up.
Okay, Spyro, looks like we got us a bit of a situation here. The breeze builders have got us pinned down, and we've been waiting for a volunteer to blow up their munitions building. Looks like you're it.
So, this is not the only pair of levels that are tied like this, but it's the only ones I'm aware of that are tied quite this deeply. We are actually helping the land blubbers here. We helped the breeze builders in their world, but now that we're in the land blubbers' home world, we're going to be helping them instead. It's kind of interesting. And nobody really ever addresses the fact that Spyro was technically playing both sides of the field. Also, these chicks are dressed like Rambo. My only guess is that because Allura spread the word about Spyro, at least I assume she did, nobody ever really thought about this. They just heard from Allura, oh, okay, there's a dragon coming to help us out. And the land blubbers...
Cannon just ain't working for me. Do you think you can blast that bird, soldier? Jump up here and give it a try.
The land blubbers assumed that we were on their side, and then the breeze builders assumed that we were on their side. And it just... nobody really thought too deeply about it. Especially because Spyro isn't actually around for very long, just long enough to get the talisman. Hold on. I'm gonna have to actually glide across that. Whoa! One of those birds was following me! That's what I was trying to get them to do earlier. The ones down here. Thankfully, you don't actually get anything for killing every enemy in the level, so there are times like that where it's actually not really feasible. Then the door back here. Fired. I can't remember what other levels are paired, though. I'm pretty sure this is the first paired level. I don't think any of the ones in Summer Forest have that theme going on, which is a little curious as to why that started here. Also, something I find kind of interesting is that the land blubbers and the breeze builders look different depending on which of the worlds you're actually in. I mean, to be fair, the gems are literally just laying right there and nobody else is picking them up. So clearly no one actually owns these things. Angle your shot. just right. You can kill him from over here with the cannon. Which I always thought was kind of great. The Norks couldn't get me by rolling TNT barrels. What makes you think you can? Also, on that note, I usually assume Spyro is actually a couple years older in Ripto's Rage than he was in the original. It's never stated, at least not as far as I'm aware, but in the original PS1 trilogy, because of the voice actor change, Spyro sounded significantly older here in Ripto's Rage, because the voice you hear right now is the one that was used for the original Ripto's Rage, as far as I'm aware. But because Spyro 1 had him with such a young voice, the change just really made him sound like he'd aged quite a bit. Firing in front. Definitely can't tell where I'm firing in relation to the birds. I kinda wish that killed them both. That'd be kinda cool. Maybe this will hit. They are doing like dives that low. That would be pretty funny, but I mean, Moneybags money is our money in the first place, so screw him. Oh, I got one of the birds to kill the other. Gotcha.
Wow! What an explosion! It sure is a good thing I had my helmet on. Oh yeah, the Colonel wanted me to give this talisman to you if you got through the Breeze Builder defenses. Good job, soldier.
I don't think I've ever played Enter the Dragonfly. Come to think of it. I think the one I played was Year of the Dragonfly, and it was bad. It was really, really bad. My god, that game was so terrible.
My name is Little Bo Peep, and I've lost my cowlicks. With these battles going on all of the time, they keep running away. Can you help me get them back into my pen?
So one problem I tend to have with Zephyr thinking on it is that this stage feels really, really long. And I don't know if it actually is or if it just feels that way, but... So that's just a cheap shot. You can't see. That's the reason you need this in here. It sends them up way higher. That, I believe, is our first time seeing the mystery jar. When you hit that, it teleports to somewhere else, and you have to chase it down and break it at the start of the level before it'll actually give you any gems. Like, I thought I saw a caterpillar over here, but no, it was a gem. Luckily, since enemies don't actually respawn, not really in any danger. Also for the Calyx, charge is forward, fire is up. By which I mean, if you charge them, then they will go forward further. And if you flame them, then they'll go higher. That one is determined to be a pain in the butt, so give it an actual pain in the butt. Come on, get moving! This is new. Oh, can stay there first on that caterpillar. Oh, are you serious? Okay, I was gonna be really, really mad if they were actually stuck. It's gotta be. I said that, what, 4 times in 2 streams? 3 streams? It's like the games know 2020 is almost over and they're just breaking at the seams. We've not yet had anything quite as terrifying as the metal shark starting to fly in the air. Because that was scary. Wrecking ball? You have a wrecking ball directly above your head, dude.
Thanks, Spyro. Here's a little something for, you know, the effort. There are 2 more Calyx out there somewhere, but I haven't seen them in days.
Luckily for him, the Calyx are exactly on the other side of the level, where we have not gone yet.
What light from yonder window breaks? That window up there, dummy! The professor said he was working on a way to help me get back with Juliet, but I haven't seen him in a long time.
Hello! I don't remember any of the dragons. Oh yeah, there's a whole nother section of this level. We're not done yet. I really like the dragons from Spyro 1, but there's just so many of them that none of them actually stick out in my head. Not really? I mean, it's not bad or anything, I'm I'm kind of indifferent to it. I'm trying to think of what Shakespeare's plays I liked. I think Macbeth was one I was really fond of. Cool. Oh, that... I got it up there. Sort of? Those birds are up on the scaffolding above us, so they can't quite hit us here, but they can be annoying. Go! Go! Need to get them right up at the edge, and then charge for them to make it far enough to get over there. Come on, get moving. Oh, A Midsummer Night Dream's another really good one that I like, yeah. Come on. You know, I'm gonna go one at a time so they don't get stuck on each other again. I haven't seen any of the movies of Shakespeare plays. So I'll have to take your word for that. Also, thank you for confirming for me, by the way, Pi. The fact that you screamed, "There's more level!" proves that it's not just me. This level just is way too long. Are you a fan of Spyro? Soon? What's your favorite Spyro game? If you know the series at all. I think I just faceplanted that thing in the wall.
Well, I am impressed. You got all 7 cowlicks for me. Here's a fair reward.
Okay, that is all the cowlicks. I'm trying to think of it, I think this thing has 5 orbs. Four. Or feels like 5. I see. Be nice, Pie. I'm actually not a fan of Skylanders because I don't like what they did. So, I admittedly do not know very much about Skylanders, I'm afraid.
Got a magic bean, seed for you in here somewhere. Ah, here it is. Why don't you plant it in the ground and see what grows?
You gotta plant these in these little spots. And these spots are not even remotely clear that you need to actually plant these here. Which is one of the major issues I have with this level. They were much more distinct in the original. Take this first seed over here, get the second seed. And of course Spyro can only carry 1 seed in his mouth at a time, so we're gonna have to go back and forth a lot. of dragon elders, now that I think about it, I don't remember any of them distinctly, but I think one thing I do really miss is the fact they never did anything more with the different dragon races. And I'm still really sad that the Mechanist dragons never came to fruition. Because those would have been so cool if they had. I almost thought I'd have to go down there. I believe Spyro is supposed to be like a preteen? I think that's the age he's supposed to be. I do not remember anything ever actually confirming, but there is a case where he's like, ugh, girls have cooties or something. Not quite in that phrasing. But basically he sees somebody like actually put it a different way, in 3, Hunter gets a girlfriend, and Spyro's just like, girls, the downfall of heroes. So I don't think he's older than preteen age. It's kind of funny because Spyro seems so capable, you would never think he's that young. You would think maybe Spyro's like, oh, probably a teenager, adolescent, somewhere around there. Especially because he's not that smaller than the adult dragons. He's tiny, but the actual build isn't really all that different, so you think, oh, probably he just needs a few more years to shoot up or something. Nope.
Romeo, wherefore art thou, Romeo? Oh, there's Romeo. You can have this. I don't need it anymore.
I think his implication was that Juliet was just up here because she was trying to spot Romeo. Why are you twirling, lady? He's not watching you. Just go straight there. So that is all the orbs in the level. Thank goodness. We just have the gems left, and I believe all the ones that are left are the ones in that little pot. If I am missing more, then we're in a good place to look for them, because we're going back to the start of the level. Might actually be over here. Yeah, I thought so. Now that's way all the way back to start with the General Bob, I think was his name. There are actually enemies still here, so I need to be a little bit careful. Oh, they actually went after me. Everything? That's everything! Zephyr is complete. I do not know why that level is so long. But Lord, is it long. Okay. So we have done Breeze Harbor and Zephyr. I'm going to put off Skelos Badlands as long as possible by going to Crystal Caves. You know, I've actually never thought about it before, Maverick, but you might be right. I think I said Crystal Caves and I meant Crystal Glacier. This is sort of paired with Skelos Badlands. Kind of, I guess. The extent of which is basically they use the same type of NPCs. So, everybody in this one is, frozen solid.
Spyro! The Ice Wizards have imprisoned our leader, Shaman Tuck. Can you help us rescue him? It is urgent! He has our tickets to tonight's hockey game in Colossus Valley.
Also, I find this interesting. He calls it Colossus Valley, but it's only called Colossus in the actual world. Maybe it was Colossus Valley initially?
If you get on the catapult, we'll help you across the chasm.
Yeah, that's the whole reason they want the shaman back, is because he has their hockey tickets. The one thing about these guys, if you defrost them while enemy's still there, they'll refreeze them. You actually need to go around and kill all of the ice things. I think they're meant to be queens? Or like, female? They at least look female in the original, but they don't quite look female here. I still love that Spyro has like little hand paws. Really cute.
Watch! We'll help you climb this wall up ahead.
And this is pretty much how they help us climb up the wall. By making steps. You know, you could let go of the spears, but I guess stay there if y'all want. Maybe they need the exercise. They're doing pull-ups over there. Yeah, Reignited did so much good, but the best thing they've done is Spyro's redesign. He just looks so fantastic. He's the cutest itty little dragon. Well, until you get to 3 at least. I have no idea how I did that, but that sure looked cool. Also, there is an area down below, but there's no point to going down there until you got the power up.
Hello there, Spyro. I could arrange for you to cross this bridge for a small fee. Thank you, Spyro. Now I can buy that condo in Hurricos I've been wanting for so long. Go ahead across the bridge.
Reminder that the entirety of Spyro 3 is rescuing baby dragons. Spyro is absolutely adorable, but he just really can't compete with baby dragons. Like newborn baby dragons. Ow! Also, you can't charge to break the ice for some reason. Huh, these are actual enemies. I never noticed that. Or at least 2 of them are.
Thanks, Spyro. Just hold tight for a second, and look out below!
I don't recognize the buffalo-looking thing or the saber cat, but I recognize the pterodactyls from Skelos Badlands, and that thing with the shell is from one of the later levels in the Winter Tundra.
Oh, you'd think those guys could have got me out of here without rolling a 2-ton snowball onto my head. Here, take this crystal. I traded some hockey tickets for it.
I still love that. We need to rescue this shaman because he has hockey tickets. Here, take this. I traded the tickets for it. These are really pretty looking. I wonder what these are supposed to be. They kind of look like scaled jars, but on massive levels. Carefully navigate over the bone bridge.
I lost my pet snow leopard. I was busy fishing, and when I turned around, he was gone. I hope George didn't get eaten by the Draclets.
I'm not sure what the Draclets are. I know they're an enemy, but I'm not sure which one. Also, here's a little snow leopard. Doesn't seem to like Spyro very much, though. Where'd it go? So this is George. George does indeed not think very much of Spyro. What George does think much of are fish. But he is too little to get it himself. We're gonna follow George around and feed him fish. Also, this little segment with George really highlights the fact that Spyro was based off a cat. And I really love the idea of dragons having very feline traits like movement and grooming. He's actually gray. It's the lighting that makes him look purple. He follows us. You can hear him purring if you listen carefully. George is a wee bit slow, but that's alright. Spyro's a patient lad.
I'm so glad he's safe. I'll be sure to pay more attention to him from now on. All I have with me is this round, shiny thing I caught while I was fishing. You can have it if you like.
I do wonder where the orbs initially came from if most people don't really know what they are. Because the professor clearly collected them from somewhere. But like with him, most people are just like, this is a shiny thing, I don't know what it is. You want it? So now that we have the Superfly power up active, we can go down here.
We used to give guided tours of these caves, but now they're infested with multiplying Draclets. It's only a matter of time before they take over our whole village. You think you can get rid of them for us?
Ah, so these are the Draclets.
Great! But remember, you have to catch them all quickly, because if any are left alive, they will continue to multiply.
That basically means just catch them all in one go, and try not to stop. So this is a case where if you mess up, it's better to go back to the start, and just grab whatever gems you can. It doesn't really matter which way you go, from my experience. Since I missed that one there, I'm not gonna get it on this first run. They're deceptively harder to hit than they look like they really should be. To press the power up, I did not. So, welcome back. We hit a bug that completely killed the entire game's audio. Just the game. If I went to the Switch menu, then actually the sound was still there, so I had to completely restart the entire game, which has also never happened before. And I think we're up to like 5 now? So I'm going to very quickly run through the level. Thankfully, since it saves every time Zoe zaps you, we haven't actually lost any progress. We've lost progress in the level, that's about it. Which is easy enough to fix. Fairly quick as well. Yeah, the streamer's curse generally is everything will go great while you're off stream, and the moment you get on stream, everything goes awful. Or like all of the glitches and the corruption and the weird things all happen while you're streaming. They will never happen while you're not. Okay, there are all the gems at least, which means we can just finish up by getting this orb. Of course, we have to kill everything first. I cannot believe I have triggered three major glitches this streaming session alone. Yeah, well, they ruined my sound. Okay, so this orb is the last thing we have to get. Hopefully nothing else goes wrong while we're doing this. Though quite frankly, at this point, I'm expecting Spyro to like burst into flame or something. I'm gonna need to restart this.
We used to give guided to
Like, I'm legitimately expecting a boulder to just fall from the sky and crush Spyro at this point. I'm not really salty. Because we didn't lose anything. Since it saves so often, I don't have to re-get the gems, I don't have to re-get the orbs, I don't have to do any of that. I'm just... everything is gone... so much has gone wrong. Maybe not quite everything, but so much has gone wrong at this point. Got him.
You have saved us all from a grisly fate. Please accept this orb as a small token of our thanks.
Okay. That should be 100% after a restart. So let's just go ahead and rip the band-aid off and go in here. I honestly really like the skiless Badlands, just... I didn't notice he did a little thumbs up before.
Hey, Dragon. I hear you were pretty tough. I bet my cousin Glug you wouldn't be able to make it through the Badlands without getting singed.
Yes, bet on a dragon. Or sorry, bet against a dragon. That's the smart thing to do. Also, you are correct, Mav. Those are like cat bats? Usually they try to fly up into the air when you flame them, but you can actually flame them if you're quick enough. This guy has a video camera. Also, you can hotbutt the cavemen if you feel like it. They're kind of jerks, so... But those guys, you gotta be careful because their heads explode. So all of the cavemen have... What is that called? I'm blanking on that word. Camcorders? Also, yeah, they're firemen. You can't flame them. Here you can see the head exploding. Saber-tooth cat bats. Yeah, that's a good way to put it. Also, you can see that guy's flame hit one of the cat bats. I don't know what their actual name is. I admit I don't know what a lot of the Spyro enemies' names are. This guy up here has a bone. We want that for later. So just go ahead and grab it now. And that up right there is generally what makes me not like the Badlands too much. Though I do remember it being not quite so bad. Get up there, Spyro. I remember this not being quite as bad as the one on PlayStation.
Spyro, our village is being overrun by lava lizards. Can you get rid of them before they eat my little buddies? I'll lower the bridge for you so you can get over there.
Is volume alright? I just clicked on something and accidentally messed up with the volume. I don't know. I'm getting the same records from OBS as everything else. It appears to be working just fine on my screen. My internet might be acting a little funky. It could be Twitch. But if it's watchable, that's really the only important part, so. So the thing about this orb is whenever you step off of this platform right here, those eggs will hatch and they will go after the caveman. If even one of the cavemen is eaten, you have to start over. There are 2 rounds of this, and it's really the second round that gets difficult because they start hiding eggs around the corners. Well, it's not even if you just get off of the platform, it's just you get close enough. Yeah, you can't actually do anything to the eggs themselves. Thankfully, you actually do have a lot of time to get to the little lizards.
Well done, Grasshopper. Take this shiny, thing we found to aid your journey.
Yeah. Yeah, the visual on OBS is perfect. It looks exactly like on my TV, so it must just be Twitch or my internet. Neither which is really something we can do anything with.
Uh-oh. It looks like more lizard eggs are dropping down. Are you ready for another challenge?
So this time there's more. As I was saying, you have more time than you think you might, but also less time than you think you might. Apparently there's not more, there's just in different locations. Because the thing is I believe it will not actually kill the caveman until the dinosaur catches it. The dinosaur will flip the caveman up into the air, and I believe you have enough time to flame it. And if you are quick enough, you can kill... Let's test it here. Aha, okay. So they will not actually flip it until you go into the cutscene, but they do pause in front of the caveman to give you a moment to step in and save them. As you can see, they're all going in different directions this time. Oh, there was one way up there. The main issue I think I have with this is there's no indication of which egg is gonna hatch at what time or any indication of where they're going to go. And I think one of those is fine. Because it makes you problem solve. Ah. Missed the one back there. One of those is fine because you problem solve, but the other one just makes it kind of confusing to figure out which one you've missed and where. Just because if you look really carefully, you can see all 8 eggs just from this position. Next. And those 2. That one. And that one.
Thank you for helping us again, Spyro. You deserve another shiny thing. I was going to use it as a nightlight.
He kind of does sound condescending, actually, now that you point it out, but I don't think that was the intention. It might just be because I feel a bit more comfortable with the Switch controller, but this definitely does feel like it was easier than it was on the PlayStation. But that actually could just be because it's a bit easy. It feels like it's a bit easier to see sometimes in the Switch version because you get more. I wouldn't really say you get more vision. I don't know. It's difficult to actually put it into words. Oh, that went further than I thought it was gonna go. Believe it or not, though, that's actually one of the only orbs I dread in the entire game. Also, if you aim well enough to get that guy's head up on the platform, he'll actually kill that enemy for you. Oh, you know what? I think that's it, Pi. I think it's the fact that because this game is in widescreen, your field of vision is wider. Because the depth is not. At least not that I can tell. So it might just be the field of vision. Alright, I gotta break that. I don't know about the draw distance. I feel like even in the PlayStation 1 you could still see all 8 eggs from the starting platform. But it has been an ice age since I have played the PS1 versions, so I don't really know for sure. Dirt! Get the cat! Not get the sulky cat bat. It's surprising how often an unaimed shot will hit. The arcs on some of the things that Spyro carries in his mouth are weird. Gotcha!
I'm so sad. Those pesky lava toads have stolen all my friends' bones. If you help me put them back together again, it'd sure be more fun.
So those are the lava toads we've been killing that have been gnawing on this guy's friend's bones. He apparently has a skeleton for a friend.
Excellent. You made it through the Badlands. I knew I'd win that bet. My cousin Gronk is a fool to bet against a dragon. Take this talisman for helping me out.
Surprise! The prehistoric talisman's a giant bone. Yeah, if you didn't see that coming, I don't know what to tell you. And we got another one of these things. And the spot it's in is actually the spot up the path I did not take earlier with the power-up. So this one's a little tricky because you might notice they're actually staying very carefully out of my range. You can't just do the jump flame trick for these. You have to run to the middle and get this and then hit them with it. And that does in fact actually require you to aim. I always expect the arc on these things to be a lot... not? Interesting. Okay. At least in the original one, if you tried to stay in the middle, they would in fact open fire on you. Killing all of them gets you a skill point. Burning all the cacti gets you a skill point. And this opens up that crate at the very beginning, which we're gonna go get real quick. And then just run back up and take the path I didn't take. You have to come back to the start to get those gems regardless of what you do. So to me, it didn't really seem like a big deal to just walk past the path since we're coming back that way. This is an interesting look for the shield power-up. As you might remember, this was not powered up when we first walked through, so there's that as well. This was the other path I didn't take at first, and when I was a kid, this stumped the heck out of me. I didn't expect this to be a way that you could go. Back in the throat near the front. So actually, it might be better to come here before going back to the start of the level. But you have to chase that thing far enough anyway that I don't really think it matters all that much. Six, so there's 2 left. I know where one is. I wonder where the second one I'm missing is. Either way, we gotta come all the way back over here. Hostile cat bat. Now dead cat bat. I remember, they're both actually over here. Because now you get up onto this, and you can glide right over here. Do kind of a leap of faith glide across the hidden path.
Thank you, Spyro. Now I can put my friend back together. Please take this as a token of my appreciation. A fairy left it with me a little while ago.
I was thinking if I could grab that gem before picking and then get back up to that spot, considering it would teleport me over here, but I don't think I could have. Spyro might have gone high enough with the fire boost, but who knows. I love the little dancing skelly. Or I just like shiny things, really. I should just shortcut run right over here. Protection. Up here. Up here. Here we go. A little too far. And there goes that life. A little difficult for me to see. Unfortunately, that resets the gem bottle. But we'll deal with that once I actually get the other gem that I'm missing. Not even sure why. The camera's really not all that bad. Certainly not significantly worse than anywhere else. So that was a failure more of of me than the controls, because I keep forgetting you have to fully let Spyro start his glide before you hit X, and if you don't, he'll just drop like a rock instead of hovering. No, that that amuses me too. The Faith Glide hugging closer to the wall this time. Alright. This bottle should actually be the last of the gems. I think I particularly like the Badlands in Reignited, because everything in Reignited looks both faithful but also better. But there's just something really special about the way the Skelos Badlands looks in Reignited compared to most any other stage that I just particularly enjoy. This is thankfully just a quick little glide down here. Yep, there it is right there. I'm actually not really a huge fan of this bottle. I don't remember if it's in Year of the Dragon. I don't think it came back for that. I've actually... One we missed? Do we miss more? We've missed actual gem pickup somewhere. Oh. That was it. We just walked right past that and missed that one. That is Skelos Badlands 100%ed. Yeah, I kind of get what they were doing, and it's not too bad considering how tiny the levels are. Because backtracking in the Spyro levels, I think that's one of the reasons why the games are so strong, even today. Backtracking in the Spyro levels isn't required very often. Like in the grand scheme of things, and even when it is, the levels are so contained and easy to navigate that it's not really a pain in the butt. Also, I will admit, Skelos Badlands has some of my favorite cutscenes. So that actually finishes up all of Autumn Plains here on the ground. Cheap. Cheap! I believe we've done a few of them up here. I don't quite remember. You definitely have not even touched Scorch, so let's go ahead and head on here. Scorch was actually one of my least favorite levels in the original.
Hello, Spyro. My brother Handel and I have been sent here to blow up this castle, but Handel got caught by these evil soldiers and I'm stuck out here. If you can open the doors that block the way, I can find Handel and we can complete our super secret spy mission.
It wasn't because it was particularly bad. Just like the Skelos Badlands, it had an orb I wasn't really all that fond of doing. Wasn't quite as frustrating as the lizards, at least not to me. The other reason was that it was a really boring looking level in the original. Like, I will still say today that I think the PS1 levels are actually really well designed. This was one of the few levels that I didn't think that on. So one of the things I liked better in the original in this case was when what did she say? His name was Hansel. Got caught. Greta just kind of shook her head, like she's used to him doing that sort of thing. Huh, that's a change I haven't noticed before. Interesting. So the range guys in the original actually had like blunderbusses, but they're slingshot guns here. Interesting. Handle, that was it, thank you. Over here, we have a friend waiting for us. I'll get to you in just a second, Hunter. I'm gonna grab all the gems so there's no distraction.
The monkeys have escaped from the Avalar Zoo, and I've been sent here to catch them. But they keep throwing coconuts at me, and it hurts. Can you help me out?
I question the strange evolution and sense of morality that leads a world of animal people to have a zoo for the feral animals.
Great! Just charge the tree before I get hit. I'll be able to catch the monkeys as they fall. Follow me!
find this one pretty easy because Hunter telegraphs pretty well what tree he's going to. And the monkeys actually cannot hit Hunter until he's fully under the tree. So if you charge like just before Hunter gets there or just as Hunter gets there, then they can't really hit him. Because the only person they'll hit before being close to the tree is Spyro. That's just the one peril, is if you hit it too early and the monkey face plants into the ground, you gotta wait for it to get back up before you can charge the tree again.
Thanks for your help, Spyro. Please take this. One of the monkeys had it.
Hunter, is it catchy? Oh my god, I thought a catchy sounded familiar. That's great, oh my goodness. It's really hard to tell because they have different ways of speaking. That's great. Oh my goodness, that's great. I probably really shouldn't say any of the like tens of thoughts going through my head. Because even if the jokes are fun to me, they're all spoilers. What was the line that made you actually go look him up and realize he was a catchy? You know, a lot of things are easier in the remake, it feels like, but one thing that is not is dodging ranged enemies, because it feels like the ranged enemies have way better tracking. I hope to actually play Persona 5 for this channel one day, so I can't see any of the spoilers. Whether I do or don't is 100% up to Atlas, because I'm not gonna buy a game system I have no use for just to play one game. Though I am hopeful, since Strikers is on Switch and they actually announced that Strikers was coming to the PC as well. So I am genuinely really hopeful that they will actually release at least the base game for PC. Because they released Catherine and they released Golden, and those are doing really good last time I checked. Those sold a lot. Okay, this is not the place I was looking. These guys look so goofy when they're holding their swords up. Ah. Like, look at that face! Look at that face! One second, Greta. A little bit busy right now. That was a little weird. Oh man, now I'm just imagining, like, Spyro in a Joker mask. Someone needs to mod this game where everyone puts on Persona masks. Well, to be double fair, that is the intention of the game.
Spyro, you make a great great, Secret Agent. Now Handle and I can complete our mission. By the way, you can have this talisman. I stole it when the soldiers weren't looking.
I find this kind of funny considering the talisman is supposed to be from the inhabitants of this world. So either the soldiers themselves stole the talisman and we don't know who the actual inhabitants are, or they were the inhabitants and the inhabitants of this world are just a bunch of jerks.
Hey, Spyro, we need those flags to prove our secret mission was successful. But the flag keeper keeps stealing them. If you can knock the flag keeper down, you could bring the flags back.
Here's the orb I don't like.
My secret decoder ring says that this power-up thing should help you.
And I slightly disagree with the difficulty 3 there. Because it's not that it's difficult. It's just kind of tedious and requires you to be very good at reading. Like at reading momentum and bouncing and where something is gonna go. And if you're not very good at that, which is understandable considering, well, quite frankly, this game... Well, not even this game so much, it's just the way you're going, the ball can ricochet really weirdly. It can be very difficult and it is very, very tedious. That dude right up over there is a flag keeper, but I'm trying to figure out... Right. I was like, where is the rocket for that? And then I just remembered, like, duh! Super Flame power-up can break that. Let's go get that first, because there's no gems in this orb challenge, it's just the orb. Door. Oh, the door's literally just directly across from Handle. Yeah, little snakes in the baskets, those are pretty great. Oh, hey, that worked. I really love the look of the Super Flame power-up on Spyro. There's all the gems, so now I just have to go deal with the Flag Keeper. Really, I love the fact that they made all of the power-ups have unique little designs on Spyro. Well, I think, because like I think even the Super Freeze power-up isn't just like a recolored version of this. I think it has its own pattern. Oh no, I went too... Yeah, I went too far. He's up over here. So for this, you just smack the Flag Keeper and he comes to yell at you.
So, you want that
Bob.
flag, eh, Dragon? Well, two can play at this bombing game. Let's go.
And this is the orb challenge. You just have to avoid his bombs. You don't really have a time limit as far as I'm aware. You only lose if you walk into a bomb. And he drops the flag, or I guess chucks it at Handle.
Great, but there's
When you get to that point.
flags out there.
The problem is he's gonna start throwing these bombs at an angle, which is gonna start making it ricochet, as I said before. The problem isn't walking into a bomb, the problem is that walking into an area you think is going to be clear, and then the bomb ricochets and then bounces into the area that was once clear. Because it might just be me, but I find these bombs really hard to read.
Still after my flags, Dragon?
There's also the fact that he will still throw a bomb when going around a corner, like that. And the sound cues are only good for telling you when he's thrown one. Not where, precisely. The other issue is that it's kind of a trade-off which you want to do here. See, see how that one ricocheted really widely? Both of those did? See, when Spyro's walking, you have more control, but he doesn't move as fast as it might seem like he should. And you might notice the Flag Keeper is specifically aiming these bombs for where I'm standing. It's not a predetermined place he's throwing them at. There's cases where you think, okay, he's gonna throw it there and I can just walk around the bomb, and then he angles his throw and you walk right into it twice, which is what I just did. Like I said, it's really not overly difficult. The problem is just if you lose, it's really tedious.
You're so close.
Because now, look how far we have to go. We gotta go all the way back to the start. Because that's where the last flag is. And guess what? If I get hit by any one of the bombs along this area, I gotta come all the way back to the start and start over.
You won't get my last flag so easily, Purple Beam.
These aren't even your flags! This part at least is easier because you can cheat and go up on the platforms. Actually, you could probably do that in here, but it always felt like more trouble than walking on the ground to me. That could be an easier way to do it. I might just be stubbornly doing it the difficult way. Also, you can see he goes different distances to different places, depending on how you walk as well, which can also mess up your timing for where the bombs are going. That said, Greta is invincible, so feel free to use her as a meat shield if you need to.
Great job, Agent Spyro. How can we repay you for your efforts? How about this orb that I found in the sand?
How can we repay you for your spy efforts? Here, take this shiny thing I just dug out of the ground. That Scorch is actually pretty short. I do think it looks a whole lot better than it actually, or than it did in the original at least. I mean, again, everything does, but like I said, this one particularly looks better. Oh yeah, by the way, these two are demon children. I bet you didn't know that. Actually, I don't think they're demon children so much as I believe they're both psychic. I think when you come across them in 3, they tell you that they're psychic. And here's one of my favorite levels, period, which is Fracture Hills. This is unfortunately another one of the levels that I am not going to be able to finish on the first way through. The reason I can't finish this one on the first way through is because another one of those that has a nested pair of orbs. I don't know, but I always found that funny. It has a nested pair of orbs where you need to do one challenge to get one orb.
Well, hello there, Mr. Dragon. You're pretty cute for a quadruped. I wish I could take you on a tour of our temple, but a bunch of lousy Earthshapers have encased it in stone.
He has a Scottish accent, I think. Anyway, the way the nested orbs work is like any other nested orb, you have to finish the first one to be able to do the second one. The problem arises in that the second one actually requires you to have a move that we can't get until Winter Tundra. And no, there's no indication of this, so if you do the first orb and then come back, you have to do the first orb again. So I really just find it better to completely skip the first orb and just do it when I come back with the ability I need for the second orb.
Thank you for releasing me. There are still some more satyrs trapped in stone.
Especially because really, when you're doing 100% like this, you're not hurting for orbs to unlock places. I'm almost certain that... It's not even almost. I am certain by the time I finish Autumn Plains, I will have enough orbs to unlock everything in the game. I'm guessing satyrs and fawns are not Scottish myth. Also, oh yeah, the bushes are alive, by the way. So are the trees, but only the trees with beehives. They don't have beehives, they're not alive. As far as I'm aware, there is no such tell for the bushes, though. Well, these ones are Scottish, apparently. Also, you know, I have to question why this happened at all. Why did they encase your temple in stone if they were just sick of your playing? Wouldn't just encasing all the satyrs do that? Yeah, the trees are kind of ranged enemies because they release bees, but if you're quick enough, then you can kill them before they do. Also, apparently Allura is a different type of fawn than the fawns that are here. I don't think it's ever specifically said, but she talks differently and she has a completely different look than the other fawns do, so... I don't think she's from Fracture Hills. Also, yeah, we got big old piggies for the fodder here. Thanks for letting me know.
It's great to be free. Now there's only one satyr left to rescue.
I really like satyrs, even if in mythology they're not the most upstanding gentlemen, to put it mildly. Actually, we're gonna skip all 3 orbs in this level. The 3rd orb is not tied to the first 2, but if you don't finish the first 2, it's really a pain in the butt to do. I'll give it a try, though.
Now that you have rescued all the satyrs in Fracture Hills, you ought to explore the temple.
So you did a lot more heavy lifting than any of your friends did, buddy. So in this case, you might notice that there are pools of lava everywhere down here, and we didn't really see anything that would help us with, you know, defeating giant enemies. That's because in Fracture Hills, the idea is to knock them into the lava. Bye-bye! This is the problem, by the way. That right there. This is an interesting little room. I'll explain more about it when we actually get to the point we're going to. Well, actually, it's just over here. I can do that. So down here is, it's not active right now, but it is the supercharged power-up. And a huge aspect of this level is holding the supercharge through pathways. Like, you might notice how this one is twisting. There's a lot of ramps, a lot of paths you need to do. The entirety of Fracture Hills is basically one really big track, and you have to supercharge power up through the entire track. It's kind of how this level works. And that in of itself is difficult enough, but the problem arises is that if we go ahead, go over here and look down here, this is the area where the supercharged power-up first opens into, and you might notice there's no lava here. You have to actually do the second orb to get rid of all of these enemies, and if you hit an enemy while you're in supercharge mode, yeah, you lose the supercharge. You send them skidding pretty far back, but you lose the supercharge. So when you have to get past all those guys with the supercharge intact, it's not the easiest thing. Oh. I made the hover mistake again. I would say 99% of the time, if I just spontaneously drop out of the sky, I've probably tried to hover, but didn't give Spyro enough time to start gliding. Go down here. You might notice there is an iron door here. Yep, that's another supercharge point. Gotta go up and around to get to that other area. Oh, I'm here at the temple. I might as well go in.
Oh, hi, Dragon Boy. You're probably expecting me to say, "You're my hero. Thanks for saving poor, helpless little me." Sorry, short stuff. I was only in here because I like the peace and quiet. Anyway, the other fawns wanted me to give you this talisman.
Oh, yeah. This version is better because I feel like the supercharge controls better in this version. But trying to hold on to a supercharged power-up for a long amount of time is a gigantic pain in the butt no matter where you do it. Especially because Fracture Hills has so many twists and turns in it. Curious position. There we go. I did not charge that dude the right way. You really want to make sure there's only one around the lava pool at the time. Yeah, she is kind of rude, but I don't know why. I always found that pretty funny. You're so desperate for peace and quiet, you put yourself in a sealed temple. Though admittedly, to be fair, it was not in fact sealed in stone when she went into it. Okay. I was closer to him than I thought I was. This guy is really tricky. Like, notice he's right on the track when you come out the door. The good news is, considering the lava pool is right here, you're likely to immediately supercharge into him and knock him all the way back into the lava pool. Bye-bye. Aw, man! Why do you have to go and remove the encasement in earth? Now I have to deal with people again. When I put it that way, I kind of agree with her. That pig was stuck in the ground. Okay. I've grabbed everything I could find around here. So let's see what we can do with that supercharge. Now the one thing to know is that even though the thing we need to break with the supercharge is just right down there, like it's right there, there's absolutely no way to get from here to there. You have to loop through the entire level, both to hit that door and to hit that chest.
Oh, Dragon! Perhaps you can help. My friend is locked in this room and lost the key. Do you know how hard it is to find a locksmith at this time of night?
So instead of waiting until morning to get our friend out, we're just going to break down the door. So as you can tell, coming at this from coming at that from a skewed angle is a little bit difficult. Here are the two orbs.
Just stand still, he says. I'll turn your boots to gold, he says. Oh, hi, Spyro. You're a sight for sore eyes. I'd appreciate it mightily if you could locate that alchemist. He owes me a favor.
Yeah, I'd say he owes you more than a favor, Hunter. Oh. So the first orb is actually escorting the alchemist, who is this dude up over here, to where Hunter is, to get rid of the stone boots. As I said, we will not be doing that, because I cannot do the second orb. I do not have the ability needed to do the second orb. And when I come back with the ability that I need, I will have to redo the first mission anyway. So, don't see any real point to doing it right now. I think the one thing that makes me sad with power-up designs is that the supercharged power-up does not get one. You just get the little dust clouds at your feet. It wasn't too bad. Go ahead and get this orb then. Whoa!
Oh, thank goodness you broke that door down for me. I thought I'd be stuck in here forever. I found this fancy orb in here. Please, take it.
Really, the difficult part of that is getting the curve into the door, since you have to walk along the cliff that it's in, and straightening yourself on the road. Once you actually get straightened out on the road, it's pretty much simple to do. Let's see if I can get that chest. The chest is a lot more difficult to hit because it's a lot smaller target. Enclosed area. Got it! That went a lot smoother than I expected it to go. So that was Fracture Hills. We will have to come back for those two orbs. But that's okay. I really do think the supercharge controls a bit better. It wouldn't shock me if it did. But really, the original Spyro still controls really well. It's not. Let me guarantee to you that is not anywhere near as easy as it looks. I just have a lot of practice with the supercharge. When I was first learning and when I was younger, I would constantly hit the enemies or hit the wall. I'd fall off the track or I'd hit the wall while trying to go to the chest. Oh, that's actually pretty neat little outlines for the orbs you don't have. Okay. Next is Magma Cone. This has another of the orb minigames that's kind of tedious if you can't get it, but I don't dislike it like I do the Flag Keeper. Yeah, don't care your friend was just crushed by a giant flaming ball that's right next to you. Just go back to sleep in your little flammable lawn chair.
Hello, Spyro. I suppose you're here for the party. Well, I'm afraid it's been cancelled because the stupid Earth Shapers set off the volcano.
Yep. Magma Cone and Fracture Hills are both fawns fighting the Earth Shapers, which is curious because the other two linked ones, we both saw the two enemies. Like, trying to figure out how to put it. Oh, pardon me. In Breeze Harbor and Zephyr, we saw the two races being enemies to each other, but we were on their side in each of the levels. Like, one level you were helping the land blubbers, the other level you were helping the breeze builders. But in this case, it's two things of the fawns and satyrs versus the earth shapers. Wonder why. I've always wondered if that was intended from the start, or if they did intend to have... Flowers are solid, who knew? Or if they did intend to have you help the Earth Shapers at one point. I've always been really curious about that. I'd kind of like to do that myself. I don't think I've ever had flowers directly stop me like that before. And none of them fell on the floor. Yay! Nobody likes floor gems. A quick little properly angled glide will get you. Ow! You little jerk. Interrupt me while I was talking. A properly angled glide will just get you right back up there. Spyro's feet will just land right on it. But only 5 seconds. You can't ever do more than the 5-second rule on floor gems. That's where the flu came from. It could be. The Earth Shapers are here. Down over here. Grab some of the gems on this little walkway. It opens up right up here, so you can just get right back onto the ground without risk of setting your butt on fire. Believe it or not, we already have an orb opportunity. Figure out how to get to it, because I don't quite remember. Are we sure the fawns aren't like the evildoers? Huh. It might not actually be this level that I'm thinking of, for the minigame I was thinking of. That might actually be in 3.
Well, if it isn't my best customer, the elevator in the next room can take you to the volcano. You can have unlimited use of the elevator for a one-time fee of only a few gems.
I thought he said ethics committee for a second there, and I was really confused.
It's a pleasure doing business with you. Simply step onto the elevator and it will take you to the bottom. When you want to come back up, just step on it again.
Moneybags, do you know how elevators work, Spyro? Or are you a bumpkin dragon? Oh, so you don't actually have to write it down, you can just drop. So this is an area you have to be really careful in because the entire floor is lava. The only pieces that aren't are these little platforms scattered here and there. But there are gems scattered around, so you have to kind of navigate through them. That was me realizing what the warning meant a little too late. Yeah, the scorched places are where the falling rocks will hit. And what happened there was that I realized too late what the floor looked like and got hit. Then when I tried to glide past it, I got hit by another one, which knocked me down to the lava. You might notice with how high these platforms are, it's really difficult to recover if you fall. Alright. So time to get climbing. At the moment our climbing is safe, you just kind of have to be a little bit careful. Because they will fall sometimes on the smaller ones. It won't quite be this easy so soon. The good news is if you put yourself in the middle here, you can just shift very quickly. Back and forth. The camera, however, is a bit problematic. Because for some reason it doesn't automatically shift to this view when you get on the ladder. You have to manually shift it this way. As you saw, if you get hit, then it shifts the camera the other way, essentially guaranteeing that you're going to get hit a second time.
Thanks for closing the lid on the volcano, Spyro. Things were getting a little too hot around here. By the way, here's a talisman I was saving for the party later. I think you deserve it more.
What were you going to do with the talisman at the park? Oh. Well, thank you. Down over here. Because if you've killed enough, the super power-up is active.
You're just in time for the party. Well, you would be if those nasty lava monsters hadn't stolen our hats. It just won't be the same without party hats.
Technically it was, because the lava wasn't falling where we were climbing. The Superfly power-up actually lasts for quite a while. The one thing you need to know about the monsters is that you cannot flame or charge them. You have to pick up these little lava balls and spit them at the monsters. It's the only way to kill them. If you get too close, they'll hit you with one of those little party things? The ones that make the little brrr noise when you blow on it. It sticks out a streamer. I don't actually know what it's called. But if you get too close and they do that, you get knocked backwards and out of the sky. Gotta be careful. Forgot how much of a room you had to hit the portal with. That's the flip, not the turn. I don't know why the turn sometimes drops you so low. on, Sparks. We passed right by that gem. Couldn't pick it up for me? Grab this last lava ball. Hit the final one.
Thanks, Spyro. You saved the party. Here, this got mixed in with the cheese balls, and I almost chipped a tooth on it.
Yeah, noisemakers, party horns, party blowers. Those things. Now I need to get all the gems. Yeah, as I suspected, where I missed the gems was up in the second area. This area looks a lot more confusing than it actually is. The second part, I mean. Elevator. Thank you. Okay, I'm a little bit confused. Yeah, there is a little alcove here with a bunch of one-ups, which is always nice. One-ups are always appreciated. Yeah, there's a lot fewer than you might think. There's one I see. This platform. Oh. Duh. Where is the other one? Okay, I think this is, yeah, this is actually the area with the minigame I was thinking of. It's just in this little place right here. I always forget where this is. Also, this specific volcano apparently has an ice center. I'm really not sure on the logistics of this world.
Hey, Spyro. Check out this cool cave I found. Let's play a little game. Every so often, a piece of this crystal popcorn pops out of the ground. The first one to grab 10 of them wins. I'm ready when you are.
Yeah, this is exactly what it sounds like. Just get 10 of these little crystals before Hunter gets 10. They pop out wherever you see the little smoke. And they linger in the air for a little while. First time was pretty easy because Hunter is pretty incompetent. Second time, less so. Pretty good strategy for the next time though is to actually run in front of Hunter and stand on top of the one he wants to get, because you might notice I auto-collect it when I do that.
Okay, you win. Here's an orb. I'll give you another orb if you can beat me again. Let's play to 15 this time. What do you say? I'm ready when you are.
In this case, notice that Hunter and both Hunter and the Smoke are a lot faster. Sometimes that standing on top of it doesn't always work. Grab the crystal, Spyro. Why did you not grab the crystal? Of course, if you try, that's the other peril of going for the one Hunter wants, is if you try to grab it, he's already swinging. You could miss it. Really, I feel like your main enemy in this specific one is not so much Hunter as it is the camera. Oh, come on. I totally touched that one. Got it.
You're really good. I'm gonna have to come up with some harder games. For now, I'll take this orb. I guess you earned it.
That's really cool! But was it actually, like, in the volcano? I feel like not quite. And there we go. That's Magma Cone fully finished. Satyrs really, or the fawns really are so careless about murder. Close enough. That's actually really cool. I didn't realize that could actually happen. I wonder why. Is it? I'm almost afraid to ask why. Next level up is the level we paid to get into the castle for, which is Shady Oasis. Which is unfortunately yet another one we cannot finish. And in fact, we can't finish this one in either way. We can't collect either all the orbs or all the gems. So I'm just gonna go ahead and get through the level and leave. I still hear that sound clip in my nightmares.
Spyro, it's a good thing you're here. I've been trying to get a berry out of this magic berry bush, but I'm just not strong enough. If you charge or flame the bush, one of those yummy berries should drop.
Okay. Drop a berry, a bat hippo will eat it, and they'll turn giant. Then go break open the door for you. Seriously love the look of this level. But these thieves' faces kind of give me nightmares. I see why they're always masked. That area down over there, and actually right over there where you can see the power up, are areas for some of the orbs we need. Like I said though, we will do those later in the cleanup. Leads right back down to the start. This is apparently a rude genie lady that I was really having trouble hitting. Go up along this way. Be able to hit the next berry bush. love the fact that fodder is peacocks in this world. Zero fucks about anything but actual fucks. That's actually kind of hilarious. Are they always the same thing, or is it like the split in this game did in Fracture Hills, where the fawns were the girls? Jumped too early there and she angled her shot to hit me. The only one of either... Oh! That's apparently some kind of gross poison water. This is not lava. Spyro doesn't automatically bounce out of it. You have to jump out or he'll drown. Makes sense. We actually need to go pick this up so that we can hit tree up over here. Lava balls I got because he was a dragon, but we don't even know what that water is.
Thanks for helping me reach the Great Berry Bush. Now we can eat berries all the time. Here, take this. It's a gift from all of us hip-
I'm a little concerned that you're going to regularly eat berries that make you grow to twice your size, but you do you, I guess.
Huh? Huh? Hmm. Huh?
Well done, Spyro. Now that you have all 14 talismans, your guidebook can break the lock on the door, and you can fight Gulp. Are you ready?
Gulp's fight is gonna be interesting.
Jump down the hole in the floor to get to where Ripto and Gulp are waiting. I can help you out a little bit. I tamed some pterodactyls from Skelos Badlands. They'll be dropping in objects that you can use to fight
Oh, it's
Gulp.
Skelos instead of Skelos, I guess. Also, could we just briefly talk about how badass Alora is? She just went out and tamed a bunch of literal dinosaurs.
Go. We finally made Avalar ours. You've earned a special reward. Go. What is it, boy? Oh, the ferret. Here you go.
Why did you fly in front of his face?
You singed my cape! Dragon, you are really starting to get on my nerves! Say goodbye, flame breath! Gulp! Lunchtime!
Really, why did you fly in front of the thing trying to eat you, fairy lady? That did not make sense. She was originally trying to fly away and Gulp made a grab for her and missed. She didn't, like, fly into his face. So much like Crush, we cannot attack Gulp directly.
Finish him off and you can have all the berries you can eat!
I didn't realize it was that badly hurt. I should've gotten some fodder. So when Alora said she tamed pterodactyls, they'll be dropping eggs, and these eggs have things in them. These things vary from chickens to give you hits to actual attacking items. In this case, because I was so badly hurt, all of the... Ow. Camera! All of the pterodactyls dropped hits. Okay, why is Gulp suddenly hitting me? Anyways, these you charge into and hit Gulp with them. And he does that little drop, Because when he does, anything that's on the ground gets knocked into the air and is destroyed. That's how he prevents you from carrying weapons over between phases, or between attacks, rather. The boss fights are actually what made me realize that the enemy's tracking is way better, because they're so much more difficult to dodge, because they actually attempt to aim for you. Go. Case in point, I kept charging and I got hit. It's really irritating in Gulp, especially because the camera keeps getting caught on the lip of the edge here. Yeah, you can see if you're quick with the rockets, you can grab a second one. And this is the main problem I have with Gulp, is that you want to stay away from the edges because the camera gets caught on the platform lip. Go to where Gulp is! Why was the bomb not moving? Anyways, you don't want to get too close to Gulp because then he'll actually lash out and attack you normally. I could actually keep dropping eggs as physically far away from me as possible. So yeah, if you get too close, Gulp does that! Ow. Hoping this would happen. Oh yeah, then this starts happening. Gulp starts stealing the weapons to use them against you. For some reason that didn't fly far like it was supposed to. Yeah, the pterodactyls are a pain in the butt as well, because I don't think they've ever dropped the eggs where I am. They always drop it far away. Really, just the main complaint I have in these fights is the camera doesn't work with you. Usually the camera is perfectly fine in the rest of the game, but because they have the camera set so low and it gets caught on the edge of the stage, it's an exercise in frustration sometimes to deal with. Yeah, see, I get close to the edge and the camera gets really close up on Spyro and I can't see. The thing that weirds me out about it the most is that it's only in these boss fights that the camera feels this terrible. Kinda waiting for another of the next phase items. And even though those are homing rockets, or supposed to be at least, those somehow both missed. Oh, I hit the pterodactyl. Lucky that doesn't actually do anything, but that made my controller rumble like that. Also, in case you're wondering, no, I cannot break the eggs myself. I have to wait until they naturally break open. I don't know if that actually lit the fuse. That's not where I was aiming! Why? Well, it is absolutely vital that you get the chickens. Because if you don't and Gulp does, he will in fact restore his health with them. Sparks, get the butterfly! Thank you. Stop zooming in on Spyro, I can't see. I do in fact have to flame it. Throwing the bomb, charging the bomb over just basically gives it to Gulp. Yeah, I can charge into the egg, but it won't work. And of course I do stuff like that, and even though I hit the bomb, it won't move. I like this fight, I do, but I really do not like the way it is done. Game. Ow. Chicken, 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 chicken. Oh, it drags on more than a tiny bit. There again, I flamed the bomb, but it didn't go anywhere. That is honestly the main issue with Gulp's fight. This version of it, the camera is your main enemy. But in either version, it's just way too long of a fight when the majority of the time you're just waiting for the pterodactyl to drop something.
Spyro, you did it!
Whoa! Laura, where'd you come from?
I was just outside the castle in Autumn Plains. The castle is now free again. There's no sign of Ripto. And since you've been around, the creatures of Avalar are finally starting to get along. Since you've done so much for Avalar, and since I know you've really missed being on vacation, we really wanted to do something nice for you. It's not much, but we hope you like it.
Oh, wow, this is great. Aren't you gonna join me?
No. I'd like to, but I've got to go check on the professor in the winter tundra. He's still trying to fix the super portal so we can send you home.
Oh, that sounds interesting. I think I'll just hang out here for a while and soak up a few rays.
Where did Laura go? I better follow her.
Spyro, were you not listening when she told you? So if he was that sleepy just from getting in a chair, maybe he just didn't really process any of it. Also, yeah, I love Ripto just falling straight out the window.
I think I've finally come up with a way to access the dragon worlds from the super portal. This power crystal should give us the extra boost that we need. Just a few more calculations to set it up. I think I have it. Excellent. Everything is finally ready. We're going to need a lot more orbs, but with the power crystal boosting it, the super portal should work again.
Oh!
So, you thought you had gotten rid of me. Well, I'm afraid not. I persuaded that fat bear Moneybags to sell me a few bombs.
Quick, the power crystal!
Don't even try it, book boy, or you'll be the world's smartest pile of ashes. This is just what I need for a new scepter.
Hunter, do something, quick!
Hey! Give that back! Well, I tried.
You little fools! After I destroy you all with my new scepter, I'm going to rename this place Riptonia!
And there are my money backs. It was actually funnier in the original one because when Allura told him to do something, Hunter just accusingly pointed at Ripto and went, "Hey, give that back!" He didn't even try to catch Ripto in that one. If you enjoyed the video, consider leaving a comment or hitting the like button to help with the YouTube algorithm. If you want to know when new videos are posted, subscribe and hit the bell. I hope to see you around!